Hey there, gamers! I had my Street Fighter 4 Fight Pad plugged in my PC. I played Breaker's Revenge with it. I'm like, let me show off another game. This one's actually pretty much a homebrew. It's a completely fan-made game. And if you can't tell from the name Blaze and who that old man looks like, then you probably weren't gaming. You probably weren't playing video games back in like the 16-bit era. But this is Streets of Rage Remake, available on the PC. Pretty much, this team that called themselves, as you saw, Bomber Games, they pretty much made a sequel, their own sequel to Streets of Rage 3. And they went full out. They pretty much used anything they could from Streets of Rage 2, from Streets of Rage 3, anything from Streets of Rage 1 was updated, so you fight enemies from Streets of Rage 1, but they've been updated. You fight a couple of them. Fully remade music by someone in the group. This is it's the old music, but it's been remade by someone else. And I'll be honest, I think Yuzo Koshiro would be very happy with these remakes. It's a very good soundtrack. So you got everyone. You got Blaze, you got Axel, you got Skate, Max, Dr. Zan, you got Adam from Streets of Rage 1. And you even got some unlockable characters. I think you can get Rue from like in Streets of Rage 3. You can get Shiva, I believe, as well. And of course, Axel talks like he does in Streets of Rage 2. So we're gonna press the start button and go to options really fast. So you got like survival, you got flag, volleyball, you got extras. There's all sorts of extras in this. So you level normal. You can also do auto, friendly fire. You can do different languages. You can choose your combo type to be either Streets of Rage 3 or Streets of Rage 2. Your jump type between 2 and 3. Your death type between your regular Streets of Rage or the remake version. You have guns you can add into this game. So we got attack. Oh, I'm sorry. Jump, special. Let me just fix that up one more time. So you got attack, jump, special. You can even call it the police like you could in Streets of Rage 1. So let's go straight into this. We're going to do one player with the CPU. That way you have two players at once. CPU behavior, yeah, you can even do stupid or materialistic. Well, let's do aggressive. That way he's always fighting. So yeah, as I said, you got Axel, you got Blaze, Skate, Max, Zan, Adam, and then two hidden characters. Well, I always love playing as Adam in the original Streets of Rage, so we're going with Adam. And the CPU is going to assign Axel. Perfect team. Of course, like in Streets of Rage 3, you got full-on, got cutscenes just like in Streets of Rage 3, so they put a lot of focus on story on this one. You go back to old places like anyone who remembers Streets of Rage 2 might remember Barbin's Bar. What a way to start off the game, huh? Let's go. The AI will catch up in a little bit. So here we go. Yeah, so you got all your traditional stuff. You got the ability to catch yourself when someone throws you. You just walk up to them and you can do like a grab, you can do throws, jump around them, suplex them. You got specials, Adam never had a special before since he was only in one, so they gave him a new spinning kick. You got the running ability like you had in Streets of Rage 3. See, Axel's summoning down the police. It's a different attack than in Streets of Rage 1, but it's definitely really cool. And this game gets insane. Like this game will literally toss like 10 enemies at you. This game will go to extents that none of the Streets of Rage titles have ever done. As you can see, it's pretty much like the old Genesis games, except cleaned up a little bit. But you even got like cool little shadows to follow around and everything. Finish them off that way. You got the health meters. Definitely, if you're a fan of Streets of Rage, definitely go to Bomber Games' website, download this game. There's a patch that does a few fixes. You got the knives. They actually added in a little blood on this. Again, you can turn the guns off if you think that's not like Streets of Rage at all. You can throw a knife. Got the signals, you got Galcia. Yeah, you also have your little downward attack, which stuns them, so you can add more onto your combos. There we go, let's continue on. It's frickin' Streets of Rage redone. So you got the Vice characters who are only in Streets of Rage 3. You got Donovan, Jonathan, yeah, it's like... The people who made this game definitely knew what Streets of Rage was about. And, you know, considering that we never got an actual fourth Streets of Rage game, there was one that the development kind of basically started over on the, for the Dreamcast. Never went anywhere, though. And really, you know, there's just a couple maybe a little extra fixes here and there. I think Sega could, you know, very well license this game out and release it on, like, you know, WiiWare, Xbox Live Arcade. This is just an excellent, you know, Streets of Rage homage. Also, just like in Streets of Rage 3 style, you have the ability to toss the pipes. Except in this case, they do bounce back, and you could pick them up if you haven't used them enough times. If you haven't used it enough. They even got the Noras from Streets of Rage 1, that if you hit them enough times, they might go down to their knees and you can't hit them anymore. See, as you see, they've been fully remade, so they don't look, you know, as simplistic as they did in the original Streets of Rage. I mean, I still say I think I will prefer Streets of Rage 2 over this, because, you know, it's just, in a sense, the more fully polished game. But this is definitely an excellent one. You still saw Axel, you did the roll like you could do in other Streets of Rage games. The CPU player, though, never goes to heal itself, though, so it's always going to end up getting hurt. It even added in these cool little things here. Sorry, Axel. You see, it was a cool, like, explosive canister. Finish him off. See, yeah, of course, got the turkeys that heal yourself fully. You got Jack from Streets of Rage 2. Oh my god. Hopefully I'll be able to get to it. There's also the ability. There's also good replay value in this. Like, not only are there multiple endings, like in Streets of Rage 3, depending on, you know, what you do. There's also different paths you can take. You know, there are a number of times where you have to either make a choice of either going one way or another, or there's, you know, places that you have to find yourself that they won't even tell you that they're there. Maybe that's just an opening you have to just try. Is this a way that I can go? And then, oh wow, it's a way I can go. And it takes you somewhere else, you know, somewhere completely different. You know, you get 1-ups by getting every 25,000 points. So there's a good amount of stuff in this. There's lots of replay value because of all the different paths, all the different endings. It saves which endings you did get. And of course, there's unlockables. You know, these people went, you know, Bomber Games went well beyond the, what I think normal homebrew developers would do, and they went full on, you know, unlockables, multiple endings, multiple pathways. You know, they created their own story on this one. This is Streets of Rage. You know, fully remade music. You even got the pepper shaker from Streets of Rage 1 that made them sneeze. Like, who would have thought that would ever come back? Who ever thought anyone would want that back? Oh, one of them dropped a coin. Yeah, Streets of Rage, it's one of those beat-em-ups that just never gets old. I mean, the genre in itself, yeah, you can get a little repetitive, but Streets of Rage just never has gotten old. At least to me. I'd still love to see Sega try to do another Streets of Rage, to try to bring this series back. You know, Ancient's still around. They just actually released it, you know, Ancient, Yuzo Koshio's development company that made the Streets of Rage games. They're still around, actually. They actually, you know, not that long ago, see, there's the Pepper Shaker in action. They actually like maybe last week, they actually released on Xbox Live Arcade's indie game section a multiplayer action RPG. So Ancient's still very much around. They're still developing games. Yuzo Koshio's still doing music. You can easily get another Streets of Rage game out of them, and I'm sure Yuzo Koshio and the others would love to do it. And see, there's that female from Streets of Rage 2. I believe we also got the ones from Streets of Rage 3 in here as well. Got a little cash bag. And I'm running out of time, but pretty much after you defeat Electra, it would either give you the choice of either continuing forward to fight Barbin, or you can head up to these steps and do like a completely different area where you end up fighting some of the jets from those flying enemies from Streets of Rage 3. But yeah, I mean, if you're a fan of Streets of Rage, definitely check this one out. It's, you know, everything you remember from Streets of Rage. And almost in a sense more. But see what we got, you see Axel's gonna go ahead. So you now got a choice, we'll just go forward and go fight Barbin. If I went up top, it'd be like a flaming area, like I said, that's actually where you fight the agents from Streets of Rage 3, but now you can actually use the guns that they use on you. And so, yeah, we'll just finish off here. Nice remix of the boss music from Streets of Rage 2. So I'm just going to finish off with some gameplay, but again, check out Bomber Games' website. Check this game out, it's definitely worth it. It's Streets of Rage Remake.